This video is about open book exams and plagiarism. What is an open book exam? This is an exam where you are allowed to access reading materials during the exam, such as online resources, books, or lecture materials. Am I allowed to view the module materials, notes, and browse the web during the exams? Yes, you can view lecture materials and browse published sources on the web. Can I use or take content directly from module materials or online sources for use in my exam? The purpose of the exam is to assess your knowledge. You are not allowed to cut and paste contents from these sources in your exam answer. You must produce your own answers to questions in the exam. Any direct copying of content from such sources is considered plagiarism. Is it considered plagiarism to rephrase answers that I find on the web or from my notes during the exam? It is plagiarism to use content directly as explained earlier. If you simply copy and then rephrase content you've sourced from the web or lecture notes, you run the risk of producing an answer that is a close match to the source you are using, and possibly having answers which closely match other students who take the same approach. Am I allowed to be in touch with anyone during the exam? You are not allowed to communicate with anyone about your exam, including your fellow students, while the exam is open. The exception to this is where you may need to contact the exams office during the exam to clarify a point about the exam. What if someone from my class contacts me during the exam? Do not collude or be in contact with others during the exam. If you are in communication, you are breaking the exam regulations. You run the risk of being subject to plagiarism procedures or breaches of the general assessment regulations. Can I use code samples from the web? No, you cannot cut and paste samples from the web. This is plagiarism. What happens if I am suspected of cheating? You will be subject to the initial stage process from the GAR section 11.2. There are 3 outcomes possible from this initial stage process. The matter has been resolved and no breach of regulations is found to have taken place. To resolve the matter, the student may be required to resubmit the work in question or submit a new piece of work. Any submission or resubmission may be assessed as a second attempt. The matter isn't resolved and must move into the inquiry stage. The inquiry stage is outlined in GAR section 11.6 and is a process run by the college and not the school to review the matter and to determine if a breach has occurred and to determine the penalty in such cases. What are examples of plagiarism? Here is a sample question. Explain what inheritance is in OO programming, using an example to support your answer. Looking at the answer, yes, this is plagiarized. Italicized text is taken directly off the web. A second sample answer. Like the last answer, italicized text is taken directly off the web. This time, however, the author is referenced, but this is still plagiarism. A third sample answer. Plagiarized. Italicized text is taken directly off the web and just changing some of the words shown in blue or just removing some words, striking it out, is not writing it in your own words. Sample answer 4. In this example, it is not plagiarized. The text is explained by the student in their own words.